Shalom. Giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. We're going to go in the news. All right. And, of course, all right, our weekly MOTB update, which the MOTB stands for the mark of this beast system that is currently in rulership, headed by Babylon the Great, all right, which is foretold to be destroyed, utterly obliterated with fire. But before that, all right, this beast system would issue forth a mark as a plan for world domination, you know, as a plan to make man in their image, all right, for their new world and their fourth industrial revolution, where humans will be upgraded and changed, all right, to operate with the world around them, okay, tracked for the purpose of, you know, saving the earth, you know, this whole climate agenda. All of these things are tied to what John the Revelator saw in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, all right, in which we know, according to the Holy Scriptures, Isaiah 42:9, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Okay, so the former things that were prophesied came to pass. All right, and there are new things that were prophesied that ultimately the Heavenly Father, okay, told you of before they came to pass. And we're living in a time, according to the book of Habakkuk, okay, Habakkuk 2:2, and Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come to pass. All right. And, you know, this vision that was given unto Habakkuk, along with the visions that all of our forefathers received of this very day, are coming to pass. And we, the servants, the prophets, you know, Lord willing, we endure to the end, as we know we were called, but we don't know if we were chosen, which should make you walk, you know, as it says here in the fourth verse, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. All right. So we should be walking on eggshells in the spirit, you know, being mindful of, you know, the demons attacking us, constantly praying to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for strength. All right, which is ultimately an act of faith. And as the elder Arianaza said in one of his recent videos, faith is a form of spiritual power. And the just are going to live by faith through these dark times, and ultimately through the testimony we have through the Holy Spirit, under the blood of Yahweh Shai, the elect will be covered and ultimately obtain the victory. Okay, so I wanted to start off with this testimony from a particular sister. I don't think she believes she's an Israelite, but as the scriptures say in the book of Joel, let's get that real quick. The promise of the Spirit, Joel 2:28. All right, now this was fulfilled in the book of Acts. All right, but we know also the Holy Spirit will be sent, all right, to the servants, the prophets in the latter days, as well as a spirit sent, all right, to even average everyday people, okay, to figure things out, to expose things. And we like to call those that third witness, because you have the two witnesses, ultimately the remnant of the southern and northern kingdom, okay, the tabernacle of David that is being rebuilt, all right before your eyes, all right, the spiritual temple, okay, starting with the servants, the prophets, of course, all right, Those are the two witnesses. And then you have that third witness, all right, which Esau, Edom's own tongue is falling on himself. All right, you have many people who are a part of this system who ultimately are bringing many things out. All right, and you're going to have individuals like this sister here, as we'll show you, who are just receiving visions, having dreams, all right, and bringing things to the forefront. And it all works for the purpose of the prophets, because let's get that again. Let's get it out of the mouth of two witnesses. Let's get that real quick. I believe in the book of Deuteronomy, the 17th chapter and the 6th verse, it says, at the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death, but at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death. All right, and the Lord has raised up the two witnesses in these latter days. All right, the servants, the prophets, all right, the elect, the remnant, all right, of the house of Israel, which is comprised of Judah and Ephraim, or Judah and Israel, all right, or southern kingdom and northern kingdom being reunited. This is something that has not happened, all right, since the time of Solomon's sin, all right, and his kingdom being split, all right, and for years our forefathers have been asking and crying for the day the Lord will restore the kingdom unto Israel. We're living in a time, all right, that reward is on its way. The book of Psalms 102 and 13, thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion, for the time to favor her, yea, the set time has come. Okay, and we're living in that set time, all right, as the Lord has raised up those two witnesses, and that testimony is ultimately going to be at the forefront of the judgment coming to, all right, Esau, Edom, the heathen nations, and 2/3 of our people. Okay, so it says, out of the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses, all right, shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. All right, so this is the book of Joel 2 and 28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. So the spirit of the Lord is working through all things. Okay, it's everything that's happening, all right, is moved by what ultimately was spoken via biblical prophecy. Everything that's happening before your very eyes is a fulfillment of biblical prophecy. Okay, so the Lord said he will pour out his spirit upon all flesh, all right, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And upon the servant and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. Okay, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. Are we not seeing those very wonders? Blood moons, all right, strange, things taking place, chariots, fires. All of these things are happening in our time, right? The sun shall be turned unto darkness, eclipses, and the moon into blood. All right, we're seeing many blood moons before the great and terrible day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be a deliverance, the Israelites. That's who salvation is for. And Yahweh have said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. And that remnant is the remnant of Israel. It's not the remnant of all nations. Now, the remnant of Israel is scattered amongst all nations, but the remnant, all right, is being gathered via the word. Okay, so as the scripture said, all right, dreams, all right, would ultimately be had via the sons and daughters. Okay, now we know the servants, the prophets, the men of the Lord are the ones who go out to the highways and the byways. All right. But if a sister receives a dream, all right, or a vision of, something that was happening to the end times, those are prophecies. Okay. That doesn't mean she's given the office to go out, all right, on the highways and the byways and teach this word. Okay. But if they do videos going into what they saw, all right, we can ultimately interpret those things. All right. And it brings forth everything that we have been saying. So without further ado, this is off of GMS Testimonials. All right. Visions 4. Brother pages get taken down a lot. All right. Subscribe to this brother's page and be edified. Testimony, time to get our houses in order to the hopeful elect 3. Okay.
A video day before yesterday talking about how many people are seeing the military everywhere now and they know something is about to happen, they just don't know what. But the video that I made was talking about how the reason why the military is here, because they know that the power grid is about to shut down. So they know that millions of people is going to be looting, they're going to be doing all types of stuff because, the power is out. So just to let y'all know, it is going to be a very intense lockdown.
Now, if you've been paying attention, all right, various brothers and sisters at their jobs, at their houses or in their neighborhoods, wherever they live at, apartments, blackouts seem to be the theme of the summer. Okay. We've been hearing talks of grid attacks. We've been hearing talks of it being so hot here in Texas that the grid won't be able to hold up. All right. So we know that eventually, just like in Egypt, there will be blackouts. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep listening.
Meaning that you won't be able to come outside at all. It's not going to be a curfew because there's no reason for you to come outside because there's no electricity. It's not like you can go to work now. It's not like you can go to the stores because there's no electricity. So it is going to be a very intense lockdown. And the reason why I'm making this video now, because when they enforce this lockdown, I don't want y'all to be in fear or worried about what is going on outside, because what is going on outside is that the reason why they are going to have an intense lockdown is because while the grid is out, they are going to be setting up these stores and these corporations and these businesses for the mark. So when
for the mark, you hear it? For the mark. Everybody's is getting the understanding of what the mark is. Okay? And when we came out, this word came out heavy on the internet in 2007. All right. People weren't talking about the mark like that. All right. You had a few conspiracy theorists. All right. Certain Christians, or those conspiracy theories, Christians, they were saying, particular things. All right. But the apostles and elders, okay, have always held and maintained that stance that this charagma that John the Revelator saw and wrote down as a vision for us was going to come. All right. And now we're living in a time where there's no way around it. All right. And the Israelite groups who were once speaking against it, either they're silent on it, like ISUPK, all right, or they're changing their breakdown, all right, every 2 weeks. And now, like IUIC, they're now adding the central bank digital currency to their breakdown in front of everybody. All right. And we're the only ones calling it out. All right. Because every week they're having to go into it and try to change it because it's becoming more and more clear. And it's only so long you're going to be able to fool the elect. Okay. If there's people in their congregation who are, which we know is happening, they're watching these videos. So they're going and questioning their leadership and saying, well, wait a minute. I thought you said this. I thought you said that. This is not adding up. This looks like this. Well, are you? What about this? What about the central bank digital currency? Can that be a part of it? Yada, yada, yada. So now they're having to change their breakdowns and, just sneak the digital currency in there and say if they bring a mark. When years ago it was like, ain't no damn microchip. They ain't doing that stupid, yada, yada, yada. Now we're living in a time where there's no way around it. And pretty soon some of these guys will be teaching it. as if they've been teaching it. All right. But the Lord knows all hearts. And if you start teaching it, hey, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because there's no way around it. You camps have not been prophesying. Okay. You've been living and pushing this flesh based, live it up. Okay. Party, have fun, mindset. All right. And you haven't warned our people of the realities of what it means to be an Israelite and what's coming down the pipe if you believe in these scriptures in sincerity and truth. And as she said, don't fear when these things happen, because it's our way out. It's our way to the kingdom. All right. Now, I've heard her speak before, and she goes off, on a lot of points, but she's on point on particular things as well. But even she can see that the mark is coming, and she can see that this system, all right, is being set up to bring it forth. Everything that's happening around you, if you're watching, okay, is being set up, all right, for a digital system to be put in place. All right. And as we always said, with the next, okay, demic, all right, or catastrophic event, false flag, whatever it is, okay, just as from 2020, all right, the Ovid situation, all right, the Crown Royale 2019, we seen that, the result of that, catastrophic event, all right, I say that with quotes, they were able to implement, digital IDs, all right, justify digital systems, all right, the talks of, central bank digital currencies just, like exploded, all right, and here we are. So with another catastrophic event, a grid shut down, no electricity for days or whatever, that can give them the go ahead to fully come with it. Okay. To fully bring in that mark, to fully bring in, all right, a solution to all of the issues, all right, that are going to be taking place. All right.
Everything do come back on and we go back outside, it's going to be a whole new way of living. And these stores are going to be transformed. So not only is what's going on outside at that time is going to be a new change of life, but it's a very spiritual thing of what's going on at the same time too. So I don't want y'all to worry about what's going on outside. When they put us on this intense, strict lockdown, while we is inside of our houses, I want y'all to get your soul right, get your heart and get your spirit and your conscience right without true creator.
Right. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the true creator. That's who we have been warning you, all right, and calling our people to repent. That's what this grace period was for. This grace period was not for us to just have fun. Now, of course, we have fun, but that's not the theme of this grace period. All right. And how much fun can you have, all right, once you really, really learn this truth? The scriptures say with much wisdom comes much grief, because now you're judging things. You're looking around. You see how wicked everything is. You see how far left everything is. Or you may smile for a few seconds and enjoy yourself here and there, but really you're not enjoying yourself. It's hard to enjoy yourself in a wicked world. All right. The scripture spoke on how Lot, who was a rich man, he had way more than we have in this time, was vexed constantly with the wicked conversation of the filthy conversation of the wicked. So this grace period was for us in a whole, not just when the lockdowns come. Okay, this grace period was for us to get our minds right, our spirits right, all right, in preparation for the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, because he's going to come and break this thing up. But again, as she's saying, there will be lockdowns. There will be another demic. All right. Put the pan in front of that. There will be a changing of the guard, because they have to totally collapse this system. All right, because what happened with the last lockdowns? You know, particular businesses went out. All right, small businesses was shut out. All right, the movement of goods was shut down. Okay, and the rich got richer. All right, and the middle class was pretty much wiped out. Okay, well, the next one is going to be for the purpose of bringing in that new system, doing away with paper money. Okay, justifying, all right, mass surveillance on the people because we don't know who's who and what's what you got. We need to bring you into this new system, okay, for the purpose of safety. And your way into this new system will be to be on their digital biometric grid, which eventually is going to require you, okay, to receive what she said is the mark.
Don't worry about what's going on outside. Don't worry about your job. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about what they could be doing, what they might be doing. Don't even worry about what's going on outside. I want y'all to just get your house right. When they put us on the strict lockdown, I want us to get our house right. And what I mean by house, I mean get your soul right. Get your spirit right. Get your conscience right. Get your heart right. So that case, whatever happens, once you walk out that door, it really don't matter because you got your house right without your creator. Because when this power grid shut down, it's not going to shut down. See, when the power grid shut down, it's not going to shut down the moon and the sun and the stars. We are still going to have daylight. It's just that the power is going to be off. There will be no Wi-Fi. There will be no electricity. It is going to be none of that. But we're still going to have daylight. We're still going to have all of these things. And for the people that is running off of the solar, they're going to cover up the sun. Because you got a lot of these businesses and houses that is now working off of solar. This is another reason why they is covering the sun. Because you got a lot of houses and businesses that doesn't work off electricity alone.
All right, and they're, trying to block the sun. We know Bill Gates has a plan to do that. Okay, and these chemicals and everything they're spraying in the sky, that's a form of them trying to block it. All right, but the Lord is going to, the Lord, they're not going to, they're not going to win. All right, but as crazy as you may think she sounds, this is what they're doing. These are their plans. Okay, all you have to do is just type it in. Okay. These are things that they're talking about. Okay. Let's see here. And then it's always a fact check, but yeah, he's donated millions, all right, to research on how to do it. Mexico bans test to block the sun. Bill Gates hatches horrible, stupid plan to block the sun, just like Mr. Burns. Why are billionaires obsessed with solar, all right, geoengineering? All right, because ultimately they're trying to cut off the elect. They're trying to cut the elect off because we know, if they're able to stop the course of the sun and the moon, Israel will be destroyed from being a nation, pursuant to Jeremiah. All right, but also for, this plan that she's talking about. All right, in her testimony of her vision or whatever, dream.
They use the sun to basically give them electricity. So this is another reason why they're blocking the sun. If they block the sun, your house or your business can't get the energy that it needs because the sun is being blocked. So don't worry about what's going on outside. Worry about getting your heart ready, your soul ready. Worry about getting your family ready. So whatever happens once this electricity comes back on, you are right without your creator. And we is coming up into a beautiful, scary, but yet intense moment. Because right now, we are about to make that ultimate choice. When this power grid go down and it comes back up, we are about to make the ultimate choice. And
you're going to have to step out on faith. See, she got more sense than a lot of you men who claim to be Israelites. This is what we have been telling you. All right, let's get this in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter and the 13th verse. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order, all right, which the first house is you yourself, all right. This particular flesh is just housing your spirit, all right. Then your direct houses, which ultimately your the believers, and then your houses, to the best of your ability, get that in order, all right. Reprove thy people. So now, therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them that be in trouble. To you who are troubled, rest with us, pursuant to the book of 2 Thessalonians. And now renounce corruption. This world is corrupt. That's another, all right, thing we were supposed to be doing with this grace period, is putting off this world. Let go from the mortal thoughts and cast away the burdens of man, your job, like she said. All right. Put off now the weak nature and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. All right. And haste to flee from these times. See, haste to flee from these times. Put off that weak nature. Cast away the burdens of men, my job, how I'm going to eat. Because if you start to doubt and you get weak, then ultimately, when these things happen and they're telling you that your only way to eat is to be brought up under this new system, you're going to fold. All right. Because, again, we're getting ready to have to make, all right, a very, very faith-based decision. The just shall live by faith. Behold, all right, as we were reading in Habakkuk, okay, what does it say? In verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right. But the just shall live by his faith. So he's not right. He's wicked. He's proud. He's crazy. See? But the just during his, when he's getting ready to come down with great wrath, they're going to have to live by faith. Verse 16 in 2 Ezra 14 said, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen shall happen. All right. Happen shall be done thereafter. You see, and this is the time we're living in. Also, real quick, 2 Ezra 16 and 40, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle. All right. This is a spiritual war. And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So we're going to have to be as pilgrims. We're not going to, we can't be tied to anything, all right, of this world. Anything opposing the mission, right? You're going to have the mental fortitude, all right, to be a pilgrim. A pilgrim is a person, all right, who is on their way to a holy place, all right, who's passing through. All right. As the scriptures say, we have no continuing city here. We seek one to come. So we understand that we were brought here, all right, via prophecy, but this was never the end all be all for us. And we understand that the things that are getting ready to take place, all right, although they're straight things, we're hoping for the wide. OK, things are getting ready to get absolutely crazy. It's not going to be fair. OK, they're going to demonize the Israelites, which is why some people think, straying away from particular talking points, all of a sudden saying they don't hate Esau and this and this and that, is going to get them, that covenant with death is going to be disannulled, thinking that because you trimmed your way to seek love, that it's going to be good and better for you. No, it's going to work against you. OK, because Yahweh Bashim Yahshua has the final say. Let's finish this up.
This ultimate choice is going to cost us our souls, because you are going to have to choose. Is you going to take this mark and do what you have to do to live on this earth so that you can be able to eat and work and take care of your family? Or you're not going to take this mark because you know what this mark is. Now, by now, I'm pretty sure all of y'all know that the mark of the beast is here and it's about to be enforced. It's up.
It is here. As a matter of fact, we play this video here. It's already happening from 2 through and information. It's my other page. Subscribe. They've been striking it, so pretty much I'm probably gonna have to make another one. So when I do make the other one, you'll get it. I'll put it on here.
I will never chip my brain. No, they will sell it, right? First they'll pull on our heartstrings. This will fix mental illness or spinal injuries. Then it's Learn a language in seconds. Have access to unlimited creativity. Then we'll be able to read each other's minds, even if we can already do that naturally. Here's the thing, the people in power know about our competitive nature, and they bank on the fact that we won't be able to live without it, to be confident without it, to be useful without it. So people are going to start getting chipped left and right so they don't become obsolete. This may even be introduced in schools, and this is precisely the moment when our true connection to nature and civilization as we know it will change. First you promote the cure, and then once enough people believe in the cure, the power-hungry control freaks will update the software in our brain.
Execute Order 66.
Designed for total mental enslavement, shutting people down from a distance if they're not compliant. And this is not 20 years from now, they're doing human trials right now. It's here. We must have comprehensive regulations.
Human trials for that charagma is already being implemented, in certain parts of the world. Let's see here. All right. Tired of carrying a wallet. Dad has bank chip implanted in his hand. Certain parts of the world, it's already here. Okay. And, of course, it's not forced yet. It's not something that, ultimately telling you have to do. All right. But we saw in 2020, all right, that they can make you, all right. They set the groundwork for this to be ultimately forced. Okay. Because if they're telling you, well, you're going to have, juice in order to, enter into this store or go to work or, live a everyday life. Okay. You damn sure they can tell you got to have this. And these are the times that we are living in pursuant to prophecy. Okay. And everybody should know that the mark is here. But for some reason, Israelites are reluctant to talk about it and still telling you it's not something you should worry about. They condemn everything E is doing, his religion, who he is. But when it comes to his technology, they're silent. That's a very, very interesting stance.
Up to you to take this mark. It's up to you to allow yourself to be in fear to take this mark. But believe me, the devil is not going to force you to do it. He may give you some choices that's going to be bizarre, but he can't make you take this mark. You have to want to do it.
And you got to be willing, all right, to throw this life fully away, okay, which is what Revelation, the 20th chapter. Okay, Revelation, the 20th chapter, all right, which you got some crazies talking about this has already happened, but this is Revelation 20:4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. All right, this is speaking of the kingdom to come. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. We're not we talking about the two witnesses that are being raised up, that have been raised up, the prophets. All right, how are we going to overcome this devil? Well, the scripture says they overcame him by the blood of Yahushua and by the testimony which they had through the Holy Spirit. All right, we've been testifying and witnessing. A witness testifies against those who did the crime or the person that did the crime. And this testimony, all right, is to, ultimately, crash down Edomite supremacy, and it's going to lead to the destruction of Babylon the Great. So this witness, this word, this gospel is a big accusation against the left hand, against the children of Satan, the biblical Edomites. So there's going to come a point where men are going to be beheaded for the witness and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshiped the beast. All right. The beast, all right, is Esau, Edom. All right. When you get Daniel, the 7th chapter, it gives you the beast that would rule. All right. Up until the time the Lord sent his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua, back. The beast that is in rulership at this point is the extension of Rome, or the extension of the fourth beast. All right. Which that is fulfilled via America. Okay. Which is Babylon the Great, the NATO and the EU. That is a fulfillment of the beast. All right. That controls and rules in this time. And the nation, all right, that is associated with the beast is the Edomites, right? That's what they've been hiding through their pseudoscience and everything else. But we're living in a time where everything that is true is coming to light. The truth is coming to light. The truth which has been without fruit is being declared. And they're sending their little minions and their so-called scholars to, try to trump this word, but it's not working. So eventually, since they're losing the information war, okay, they're going to bring harsh, all right, methods of harsh laws are going to be passed. Okay. You're not going to be able to say particular things. You're not going to be able to openly have particular beliefs. Now, I was looking at this as well. All right, which pretty much this is it's this guy's administration that really is still running, the presidency. All right, Obama, okay, calls for digital fingerprints to help censor misinformation online. Misinformation, all right, hate speech, all of these things are the theme of the day. All right, former president, which he was the vice president of the current president. So his policies, his mindset, what he was about is still, all right, being implemented. All right, and if you've been watching, all right, you notice he's still around. He's been, given, particular input, because he's still ultimately at the end of the day, this is his regime, but we know the elite are at the forefront of it all. All right. But when you look at the agenda, the policies, it's the same thing. All right. That was being done when this guy was in office. So former President Barack Obama called for digital fingerprint to be mandatory online to help authorities censor so-called misinfo. Okay. In an interview, he suggested the development of new technology to track and identify people online to combat, all right, disinfo, all right, which they're losing the info war, right? They're going to make a man an offender for a word. He argues that such a move would help to remove misleading news from the internet and provide consumers with only true information. Now, what is going to be true to a guy like him? All right, because they're forcing you, they're forcing these particular agendas. Okay. UN certified expert religious communities must yield to alphabet demands. So it's going to be by law that you have to, anything you speak is going to have to be in line with what they're doing in these agendas. Okay. So again, I mean, you could keep reading it, a digital fingerprint to get on the internet. All right. And we know where it's all going, man. It said Obama added that deep fakes, digitally manipulated images, audio, or video that appear almost legitimate started with a version of him dancing, saying dirty limericks, and similar kinds of activity. That technology is already here. Again, they're going to create all of these, problems, but they're going to bring the solution synonymously. And you can read that, but going back to the scripture, okay, and I saw thrones, Revelation 20:4, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, all right, those who endured to the end. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, Esau, Edom, neither his image, which, all of the things that they're pushing are fulfilled in their image. These policies, their way of life, these idols, evil, wickedness is all fulfilled in the image. The image is not a picture of Caesar Borgia. The image, all right, is ultimately the vibration of Rome that is speaking and living through this very, rulership. Okay, the idols, the mindset, all right, the Senate, okay, the pedo behavior, the alphabet behavior, okay, they're forcing you to bow to that image. They're forcing you to accept, all right, and bow to the image, all right, in preparation to take that charagma. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, before they brought the mark, they would make you bow to their image. Okay. So, and they use that left-right paradigm, that Democratic and Republican, all right, to make sure people are drawn into these different, ideologies. Those are just two ways. All right. But we're coming into the times where you're not going to have the right to think outside of what they deem right. And if you do, you're going to be persecuted. You can be jailed. You cannot have rights, or you can be put to death, as we're reading here. Okay. So them which had not worshipped the beast, his image, neither received his mark upon their forehead or in their hands. Okay. And they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. Okay. And that 1,000 years is the first 1,000 years in the kingdom. All right. Where Yahweh Shai and the 144,000, of course, the 12 at the head of that, under them will be the large multitude, will ultimately establish order on the earth. All right. Because again, the Lord ain't going to just snap his fingers and make everything right. No, he's going to allow Yahweh Shai, okay, and the men of the Lord, okay, the government, the throne of David, okay, to take down the heathen, okay, put them in captivity. All right. That rod of iron is going to be given, and they're going to what? They're going to have to, fix the earth up. Okay. And that 1,000-year period is for the earth to be turned back into paradise. So there's a great reward coming for those who put off this world. And again, as she's saying, we're going to have to make, all right, a decision once this next, collapse, outage, demic, or whatever they bring comes forth. It's going to be for the purpose of collapsing this system. All right. And they're going to use the resources of the earth. They're going to use fear tactics. They're going to use the flesh to ultimately, all right, get people to bow.
He might tell you, well, look, if you don't take this mark, you won't be able to eat. You won't be able to work. You won't be able to do nothing. You won't be able to do that. He's going to do that to you because that's his way of putting you in fear to take the mark. But just because he gives you these alternatives, it doesn't mean that you still have to do it. It just means that you was in fear of not doing it because you want to do the thing that he told you can't do if you don't take it.
All right. The scriptures say they that consent Let's see here. I'll just get to the point. Start at 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle. All right, because there's a lot of you who are idle. Okay. With things offered to idols. Same thing they did in the Greek captivity, forcing particular things on you. Okay. Okay. Well, they're going to know what they're forcing in this time. Okay. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden under foot. You see? And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision. Okay. All right. So if you consent, all right, you're going to be through. Okay. Eventually, you think you're going to win. All right. But you're going to be in derision. You're going to be had in derision, man. So following and bowing to, E and, after you've heard this word, said you believed in the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, the prophets were sent, all right, to see this world and what it's offering and, consent, all right, and not, be faithful unto death. Although the Lord, some are going to be beheaded, but not all of us are going to be beheaded. Some are going to remain, all right, until the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Those who were dead will be raised first, All right. But there's going to be some alive. All right. The word derision is contempt, ridicule, or mockery. You're going to be through. All right. You'll be taunted. And the Lord is going to have the elect. He going to let us see, a lot, Lord willing, we're of that number. But if you consent unto them, the word consent, let's look up this word consent. All right. Permission for something to happen or agreement to do something. Agreement, all right, concurrence, accord. All right. Basically, you get down with their plan.
So right now, when the power grid go down, you know that it is the end or the beginning.
All right. And the end of E's world eventually is going to come, because once that charagma comes, World War III, which we see that being anteed up, is going to be implemented. Okay. And then, the Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it, because that's when Yahweh Shah is going to return. All right. So as we see here, all right, they're putting, all right, the system in place right before your face. Okay. IMF working hard on new global central bank digital currency platform to replace dollar and other national currencies. Okay. And, you can read it, but let's get a quick video and go into it a little bit.
The IMF has announced that they are working tirelessly on a global central bank digital currency, one CBDC to rule them all, and it is just as bad as you might imagine. This blueprint is primarily to incorporate cross-border payments for individual CBDCs across the world. Now, obviously, the real reasons why they want to push something like this and the stated reasons for pushing something like this are going to be very different. Reading between the lines, we can find that it's really about maintaining control over the flow of money. However, one of the stated reasons is because there's been a rising interest in crypto assets, which is why many monetary policy institutions like central banks have been exploring CBDCs. So let me tell you a little bit of a story to illustrate what's going on here. Imagine you have a big boat out in the middle of the ocean, and this is a sovereign boat. It's not governed by any nation, not owned by any nation. On this boat, there is no government, just individual property rights. And imagine that this boat is attracting many people. Many people are moving there part-time, and some people are moving there even full-time. Fed up with all the additional burdens of large governments like taxes and regulations, people are just saying, you know what, I'm going to move to this boat where there are no governments. Now, at this point, governments start to realize the competition. They start to see, hey, there's people moving on to this boat, and there are more and more boats springing up just like that boat that people are also moving to. There's a big interest in boats like this. But governments do two things. Number one, they try and destroy as many of these boats as possible with outright attacks. The other thing that they try and do is launch their own boats. Now, these government boats are exactly the same as nations. They have all the same rules, the regulations, the taxes, the laws that the nation does on land, because these boats are owned by the government. And then they go out to the public and they say, hey, because everybody's so interested in moving to boats, we have made our own boats for you to move to. Obviously, this entirely misses the point of why people were interested in. So the big issue here is that, we have CBDCs that are being rolled out in countries, and that allows a virtually unlimited amount of tyranny, financially speaking, that a government can impose on its people. But you still have the sticky issue then of what happens when money comes in and out of the country. If you don't have agreement on the platform being used and interoperability between countries' CBDCs, then that still allows for some areas you can't control. And since a government's entire purpose is to increase its own power and control, that would be the last thing a government would want. Now, they say that the cost, sluggishness, and opacity of cross-border payments comes from limited infrastructure, and that their blueprint for the new platform would be more efficient and safer. It would only be more efficient than current government money, not better than the current free market alternatives. Governments would keep the right to limit their citizens' transactions in foreign currency and to impose anti-money laundering checks. This would
See, so you can watch it. We already know about the CBDC and the lengths they can go with it, the power it would give them. In China we see examples of it. If your social credit score is this, then you don't have access to buy that. And then, add the climate agenda there, you could be, we ain't selling meat after this time, you limited to this much meat, we got alternate meat, this is all the only thing you can buy, all right, and sell, all right. And eventually we know they can, bring that charagma. But a lot of this is happening too.
A whole lot of shady stuff going on. First, back in April, Cash App founder Bob Lee was found attacked and unalived in San Francisco.
Yeah, a lot of crypto billionaires were put to death. All right, the owner of Cash App was put to death. All right, this is GMS Get This Work 2 subscribe, thousands of Cash App accounts gone. And even particular brothers said that their Cash App accounts just went missing, just destroyed. Okay, so if you get money, through Cash App, just send it right to your account. Don't just have it sitting there, because, they can just, destroy the whole Cash App account. And you have to call and do all of this, and millions of people are going through it because they're coming with that Fed Now situation. All right, which is going to cut off all of these, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, and all of these various different things. Okay. But they're getting ready to do away with paper money, man. All right.
And you have the Federal Reserve announcing its launch in July, which is a week from now, of their Fed Now service, which absolutely replaces platforms such as Venmo, Cash App, etc. Then a couple of weeks ago, they tell us that we are at great risk to have our money in these platforms because of the financial risk we would take if the company got in trouble. And then today, this happened to thousands of people on Cash App, thousands, as you can see. Mainstream media ain't telling y'all, but I'm telling you, get your money out of Cash App now. Out of Zelle, out of PayPal, Venmo, every minute. Get your money out and share this now.
So there you go. Check this out.
Are you ready for the next phase of the cashless society? Do you remember back in 2020, whenever hit, and they were reporting that the virus could be transmitted through cash? And then also, on almost every single gas station door that you went through, there was a little sign that said, "Due to a supply shortage, we do not have change." That was the beginning of the last phase. They've already been pushing us towards a cashless society using our, debit cards, credit cards, scanning your card. We're being trained. Next month, the Federal Reserve launches the new app called FedNow. So take this as a warning, take this as a conspiracy theory, take it however the fuck you want to. But pretty soon, a central bank digital currency is going to be implemented, and the dollar is going to be worthless.
Okay, so we see these things happening. Okay, also the beloved brother Yashalam. Now this is the Hopeful Elect 3. All right, subscribe. Be edified. Subscribe to that page. And see here. Check this out.
It's a great pleasure to be part of the signing ceremony for the WHO Global Digital Health Certification Network uptake ceremony. A warm welcome specifically to our European Commissioner for Health and Food Safety, Mrs. Stella Kyriakides. A warm welcome also to Ms. Sandra Galina, Director General DG Santé.
See, they're not playing games. This is GMS Watchmen. They're moving forward with their plans. All right, they're putting all of these bread and circuses and all of these distraction out here because they're gonna have to somehow, all right, present this as if it's not what's written about in the Bible. All right, these people, we can't say who this is. All right, who that? And EU Health Commission launched Global Digital Health Certification Network for next event. All right. So again, all right, and the brother has this video here previously on GMS Watchmen. MOTB digital identity will be embedded in the body. Okay. We ain't making these things up. Okay. And we know, all right, that your Biden administration, along with many other countries, have given power, all right, to these people, all right, the highlighted here, all right, that if another demic, comes, all right, these will be the people who take control. All right, when Biden got into office, he said will be more science and less politics. He basically told you what he was all about, all right, at that moment. So check this video out. I'm not going to play it. And also this one.
Shalom, Fawada, Yahweh Bash.
All right. The UN and the WEF now propose global digital ID system that will be tied to your bank account. All right. Digital currency. All right. Digital ID system. All right. We see where this is gradually moving.
Shalom.
Okay. And check this video out he did. Okay. Brothers are going in. Okay. See if I can pull that up. It will be embedded because the identity, all right, you know, of course, for a moment, it'll be the phone. All right. But eventually you will be the phone. Eventually you will be required to change and fuse your genetic makeup to their grid, which is that fourth industrial revolution. Which, okay, we always tell you this is what John the Revelator, all right, was witnessing as he wrote the vision down and made it plain up on tables for us. Okay, in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, let's get that. Revelation 13. All right. You know, the miracles, everything else. We always go into this, but Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right, the image of ancient Rome. Okay, the idols, the policies, the way of government. All right, the sword and everything else. And now lives through this system, this beast system, that the image of the beast should both speak. It's not talking about white Jesus. It's deeper than that, Nate. Time to throw that breakdown in the garbage where it belongs. Okay. Now their religious systems is, you know, it's a part of all of the deception of what they bring, but this system is done with white Jesus. They use that to mess up the minds of the Israelites and put people in a deep sleep. All right. But they're moving to a whole nother aspect of this plan that they have. You don't see any of the world leaders using white Jesus as a part of their plan. They're telling you to hell with the Bible. Okay, Satan is the new thing. Okay. All right. This is that the image should both speak and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you're not going to bow to this system, the ways of it, the policies, the mindset, the philosophies, as we showed you, all right, they're saying now religious communities are going to have to, you know, going to have to yield to these demands that this crazy 1% of the world, this group, are putting forth. Okay. So this is a part of the image. You know, what they're doing with gender, that's all a part of the image. And if you don't bow to it, all right, you could be separated. This word killed, when you look it up, yeah, it means physically put to death, but it also means to be separated. So it's going to be a point where we're separated from the system. We're going to have to choose. All right. And then he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man might buy or sell save he that hath a charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay. All right. Advancing digital agency, the power of data. All right. And in this, all right, they bring up the fact that, all right, as the brother said, the you know, your identity within this digital system they're bringing, okay, can go under your skin. They ain't playing. They are going to merge man with machine. That's their plan. To make and recreate man in their image for their new world. Okay. And we told you, we've been telling you. Okay, we've been telling you, man. And this is not medical information. Yeah, reshaping human, you know. You can go to that brother's video, to find this, or you can look it up. But they be having these long ass, presentations, but in them, as the brother brought out in his video, all right, it will be embedded in the body. Oh, man. See? This man is being exposed. All right, GMS Universal, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? So, again, they're working hard on this new platform to replace the dollar and other national currencies, and it's going to be digital. Okay? You can look at these titles. It didn't take long. Okay? This was on June the 8th. All right. Global juice passports go live in Europe. Digital juice pass. And boy, oh boy, we know there's going to be another demic. Okay? And they've been telling you. Brain interface. All of these things are here, man. Okay? This is off of technocracy.news if you want to look these things up. Yep. And again, they're planning it. All right. This juggernaut of tyranny and scientific dictatorship, aka technocracy. Again, we told you, all right, the laws, the policies that are going to rule the new world is going to be based upon science and technology. That's a technocracy. Okay. You will no longer have rights based upon the old way and the old system. All right. What you do and the laws that are going to be passed are going to be science and technology based. All right. The Crown Royale 19. All right. Demic served the cause of the Great Panic of 2020, greasing the skids for mass juice. All right. As you can see that word. All right. A material that was in line with the so-called Fourth Industrial Revolution, where Klaus Schwab pontificated, it is going to change you. That's what they're saying. Transhumanism has arrived and is now permanently on the scene. And they ain't playing. All right, look that article up. We ain't going to read it all. We're just going to read it, Coming soon, the apocalyptic phase of technocracy and transhumanism. Okay, and this is an essay, all right, from a particular scholar, and he's just letting you know that what the future is coming. Using the climate myth and all of that, they're going to bring forth a lot of unrighteous decrees. Okay. All right. Universal basic income and the anti-human agenda, UBI. Okay. No less than 80 UBI trials are underway globally, and many more have already started. All right. And again, when the next collapse comes, all right, particular jobs and things and the old way of work and all of that is all going to be changed. All right. And they're going to have jobs, all right, for particular people, all right, for this is how you make money. This is where you buy. This is where you sell. And we'll give you a monthly stipend, a monthly income, that will replace, the money that you used to get. Okay. So we see all of these things being put, all right, on the books. UN, which you're starting to see them a lot more, which is nothing but the elite under another name. Okay, proposes digital ID system tied to bank accounts and mobile payment platforms. And when I was looking at the website, people are, this one person put, I can't understand how people can say they don't believe in God and the Bible is fake. All right, biblical prophecy is being revealed right before our eyes. Who he calls Jesus even said there will be wars and rumors of war. Look at all the wars that's going on and the talk of potential nuke attacks. It's all falling into place. All right. Talks of digital IDs / mark of the beast. Without it, one will not be able to buy or sell. All right, and I'm pretty sure when you look at the comments, it's going to be a lot of people, saying this is rhetoric or you stupid, you know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and it's always going to be naysayers, but, everybody's seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. More than 1 million people are dropped from Medicaid as states start to a post-demic purge of rolls. So it's getting ready to get ugly. People are ain't going to have medical coverage. It's going to get so bad. And again, they're doing all of this to prepare you to be entered into that new system. Okay? So let's read a little bit of this. All right. If the IMF is successful in unleashing a new global central bank digital currency platform, as managing director says the group is currently working hard on, then soon the world's entire money supply will be controlled by a group of unelected bureaucrats. All right. And the people who are making all these decisions, none of you voted them in. There goes your voting and your freedom of choice, right? Right now, the various currencies of the world are for the most part, already controlled by unelected private central banking cartels. A new IMF CBDC will unify them all into one cashless cryptocurrency that everyone will be forced to use in order to buy or sell. If we are able to be successful, CBDCs could not be fragmented national propositions. All right, this particular person, Georgieva, declared at the policy roundtable discussing with Bank AI, Maghreb, and Rabat, Morocco about CBDCs. To have transactions more efficient and fair, we need systems that connect countries. In other words, we need interoperability. For this reason, at the IMF, we are working hard on the concepts of a central bank digital currency, all right, platform to manage and to trade and to manage risks. So there you go. We see it for what it is, man. Okay? These things are all happening because biblical prophecy said it would happen. Okay? And it's not a game, all right? It should be very clear, okay, that what's happening is a result of biblical prophecy. Again, as it says, because all of these philosophies that, have been controlling the minds of the people, where the hell they at? Where's the God of Egypt? Where's Buddha? Where's Allah? Where's all of these different gods? It's the Bible. Okay. This is Isaiah 41. Let's see here. And 21. Let's get it. Let's NLT that thing. This is just to, try to, go in. We try to keep the understanding of the MOTB out there, man. All right. Because here we go. Isaiah 41 and 21, present the cause or the case for your idols, Jesus Christ. What is he talking about? What's the God of Christianity? They ain't going into this. Christians are now trying to ride the wave of the Israelites. Okay, Christianity, it's too late for you Christians. Present the case for your idols, says the Lord. Let them show what they can do, says the King of Israel. Let them try to tell us what happened long ago so that we may consider the evidence. And the Bible has withstood all the scrutiny. Everything people, it was fake, it's this, it's written by the white man. None of it has worked. It's still here and it is speaking. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. Or let them tell us what the future holds so we can know what's going to happen. You got to go to the Bible to know what the future holds. Yes, tell us what will occur in the days ahead. Then we will know ye are gods. And see, we know that Yahweh Bashim Yahshua is real. All right. The prophecies, all right, are on point. In fact, do anything, good or bad, do something that will amaze and frighten us. Like Elijah said, as your God went on a vacation, where your gods at? See? But the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, is speaking, all right, in ways that, you know, nowhere else, no other gods are speaking, man. And these devils are not, all right, getting ready to stop. They're going to go and bring this plan. All right. They have faith 100% in their, you know, vision of this new world. And ultimately, as the scriptures say, when they're about to fill their belly, let's get that. All right. The book of Job. The book of Job, chapter 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. That word wicked goes into the laborer, okay, the working class, which are figuring everything out. They're being screwed. Okay, there's uproars everywhere you look, uproars of the people bringing out information. See, when he is about to fill his belly, the God shall cast, or the power shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it up on him while he is eating. Okay. So in the fullness of his sufficiency, all right, when you look up this word sufficiency, all right, shapak, hand clapping, meaning they're going to complete their plan. Okay. Mocking, like, we got him. See, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he's going to be in straits, which is why they're having all of these meetings, which is why they're going to the depths they're going to. He's going to be in straits. This is why he's getting ready to come down with great wrath. This is why they're getting ready to shut the internet down, bring blackouts, and ultimately, all right, establish and push all of these unrighteous decrees, man. So let's get a quest for immortality. Anyway, that was that. All right, y'all can pause the video and look these articles up. If there's a particular article you can't find and you need me to send it to you, just hit me up on the comment board, and Lord willing, I'll see it and get that to you. We're going to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Rachach Badash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.